Thank you. I'd like to call to order the Recreation and Cultural Affairs Committee of the Common Council. And we're going to take roll call. I have Tom Keegan, Josh Goldstein, Dan McMurray, Don Kides, and myself, Darlene. So moving on to item number 2, approval of the February 9th, 2022 minutes. A motion to approve. Are there any changes, corrections?
I have just one small correction. My name is misspelled. It should be Jenn.
Is it misspelled everywhere or, well, it's only,
No, it's only the one place because otherwise it's my last name.
okay. Oh, Jenn, I got it. See it right there. All right. Any other corrections? So all in favor, approving of the minutes? Josh?
I'm
Yes,
abstaining because I wasn't at the meeting.
you're saying, oh, okay, John? John?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
thank you. And any abstentions? Mr. Goldstein? All right. Moving on to public participation.
So we do have 10 people on. If anybody would like to speak, can you please raise your hand? Okay, I'm going to unmute Michelle Tiani.
Okay, so is Ms. Tiani part of one of the items on the
I believe she might be for Tracy School. If you want to just clarify with her, that's what she wants to speak on.
Yes. My name is Michelle. I'm the Vice President of Tracy Magnet School on the PTA. And we wanted to have a movie night on our field on Friday, May 20th after school. The entire school has read the book, The One and Only Ivan, and there is a movie on Disney that we wanted to stream for our Cubs to see outdoors on the field that night.
You can speak on that item.
Yeah, Tiani, so if everyone here is to speak to the item, then they can speak when their item is read. If someone wanted to make just a blanket public comment, that could happen at this time, and then you need to raise your hand. Is there anyone, Darlene, who's raised their hand?
No, but I have one that emailed me. So I'm just going to read it into the record.
Okay.
Okay, so it's from Sue Lanazardo. She said, I'm writing to ask that the town start to properly maintain the girls' high school softball field at Norwalk High School. The field has not been properly groomed and maintained on a consistent basis since the start of the high school season on March 19th. I know that some will debate this, but when the field is hard as cement and there's not a hole for a second base to be anchored and the fence is falling down only after a few weeks, the field is clearly not properly maintained. This doesn't even include the goose poop, which I believe Mr. Marchetti is now addressing. I can give details about what is wrong with the field and how infrequently someone shows up to groom the field, but the solution is the same regardless. The field needs to be groomed and maintained daily. This doesn't mean pushing the rock hard dirt around, but truly turning the dirt on the field so that it is not so hard and dragging it properly. Both Norwalk High and Brian McMahon are playing on the Norwalk girls softball field this year. So it is even more important than ever that this field be maintained properly on a daily basis. It is not just about the field appearance, but also about the safety for the girls. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you take this matter seriously. My hope is that the girls will have a safe and welcome field to play on for the balance of this year. If you would like further details on this basis of this letter, please feel free to contact me.
Thank you, Darlene.
You're welcome.
Okay. So if there's no one else, we're going to move on from public participation. And there is no old business. We're going to move on to new business. The city of Norwalk reserves the right to cancel the event for public health or safety reasons as determined by the city of Norwalk in its sole discretion. The city of Norwalk shall not be liable for damages arising from the cancellation of any event. 5.1, approve the use of Pasture Beach and immediate surrounding grounds by the Word Alive Bible Church for their Easter egg hunt event to be held on Saturday, April 16th, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Set up to begin at 9 a.m. with tear down no later than 12 p.m. Approximately 100 people. Someone move the item. Okay. Thank you, Ms. McMurray. Hello, Robert.
Hello, how you doing? Good afternoon. You
Is there?
go
Go ahead.
have some Brian Talarcisio should be here to speak.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
No, he is. Hold on, he just raised his hand. Hang on one
Okay.
second.
Okay.
Brian?
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Brian.
Oh, can you hear me okay?
yes,
Yes.
we can.
Oh, thank you.
So you just want to tell us a little bit about your event? Not too long. I know this is something you've probably done before. And so if you want to just share with us what it entails, how the event has been.
Absolutely.
overall.
This will be our fourth time doing it. Obviously with COVID, we couldn't the past couple of years, but beforehand we had done it at the beach, and we've got thousands of eggs prepared, and we bracket off a section of the grass, and we do 3 intervals, for each half hour. So at 10:30, 11, and 11:30, we have different age groups of kids go and gather as many eggs as they want. We have K-Love radio station there. The mayor comes and says a few words, and just people from all over in Norwalk and even out of town. We get a good amount of people there. It's a good community outreach.
Great, great. Okay, Ken, if you don't have anything else to share about, they've been a good
No.
event for the city.
Good event.
Anyone else have any comments?
No,
I'm sorry, Mr. Robert.
I think it's a good event. They've carted off a place between the concession areas and the restroom. So, it won't be a lot of interference with any other activities going on down there. So I think it's a great event, and they've had a rest between COVID, and it's time for us to start up again with these activities. So I think it's a great event.
Awesome.
Perfect. All in favor? Opposed, abstentions? Great. Thank you, Mr. Talarico. I'm messing up your name. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to move on to item number 2, approve the use of Freeze Park and immediate surrounding grounds by Ponchin Society Pontos for their annual memorial service event to be held on Sunday, May 15th, 2022, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Set up at 9 a.m. with tear down at 5 p.m. Approximately 350 people. Mr. Stowers, is there someone?
There should be someone to speak.
Hello, Mr. Gus. That's how I'm going to say that. Okay.
That's okay.
Excuse me. I hope it gets
Not a
better as
problem.
we go along.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to just share with us what the event entails.
Okay, as some of you may already know, last year we had the unveiling of a monument in remembrance of our fallen ancestors and to honor our parents and grandparents that came here to provide a better life for all of us. We are grateful to the city for having given us the opportunity to display a monument in their honor, the first one of its kind on a public place in the United States. So we wish to thank the city for that. That being said, we wish to conduct an annual commemoration event at the site. It will always be on the Sunday before May 19th, because that is the day of commemoration for our ancestors. The event will be will present as little disruption to any ongoing traffic as is possible. We probably will not have that high a number. It will be closer to 200 people. We will have a memorial service at St. George Church on West Rocks Road. And after that, we will proceed to the monument. We will have a wreath laying, several invited speakers, and a small presentation of folkloric music, which will also be monitored, so it will not be disruptive. It will be a single mic for the speakers and for the songs that will be performed. That is the information that I have for now as far as the event is concerned. The rest, the paperwork has already been filled out. We've already been in touch with the police department as well to make all necessary arrangements. The only thing that we are awaiting is the approval for the use of the park.
Thank you. Mr. Stowers, you have any?
Well, they're well underway with their special events permit, and so we've gotten most of our information from them. So I just think once that's done, then we'll get final approval.
Any comments from the committee? All in favor? Great. Thank you, Mr. Gus. And so, Robert, so they don't have to go to committee. So I just want to make sure that we let people, the ones that know, that don't have to do that, that they don't have to follow up and attend the next Common Council meeting. So this is their only meeting. Okay, 5-3, I'm sorry.
So in essence, this is a formal approval for us.
Correct.
As just as a final note before I depart to go to work, letting you know that everyone that is part of the Parks and Recreation and City Council, etc., they are all invited officially to this event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
5-3, approve the use of Shea McGrath Memorial and immediate surrounding grounds by Military Veterans Liaison Committee for their Veterans Memorial Ceremony event to be held on Sunday, May 15th, 2022, from 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m., set up at 7 a.m. with tear down at 2:30 p.m. Approximately 100 people. Someone move the item? Mr. Keegan? And let the record show that Councilwoman Nicole Ayers joined us. Hi, Nicole. And Mr. Stowers, who do we have?
Jeff DeWitt should be here, I believe, unless he has delegated that. But Jeff DeWitt should be here. He's also going to be speaking on the Memorial Day Parade.
I don't see Jeff and there's
Jeff
nobody
is
raising
there?
their hand.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So you said he's going to be speaking on the Memorial.
Yeah, he is scheduled to be speaking on the Memorial Parade as well. But this is
Annual thing. We're just going to move forward.
Yeah, this is an annual. It's a Shea McGrath Memorial, and of course, we have a memorial at the park, and at Betts Park, and this is just an annual event where they celebrate the Veterans Memorial Ceremony. So everything's set there. Rebecca's been working with them to make sure this they have their insurance in and they meet all the requirements.
Okay. If there are no objections, I guess we can just move this along. I don't think we've had any major issues with this event at all. So, well, no one is here to represent that. We know the folks pretty well. So all in favor? Okay, opposed, abstentions? Thank you. Item 5-4, approve the use of Veterans Park and Oyster Shell Park and immediate surrounding grounds by Club Connecticut for their O'Neill 5K event to be held on Sunday, May 15th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Set up to begin at 10 a.m. tear down at 12 p.m. Approximate attendance 400 people. Someone move the item. Mr. Kites. All right. Someone here.
Jim Kerwick should be here. I think he's done most of these runs.
There's no one raising their hand.
I guess I can speak on it as a current marathon runner. I think this is you know, it's a annual thing that he does. He does a lot of runs throughout Norwalk. Again, special events permit, he has to comply with everything. And so he's, as far as I know, everything is in, and it's just a matter of getting approval here tonight to issue a special events permit. So.
Okay. Ken, do you have anything to share about this event?
We've been working with Jim for years. He does a nice job, leaves the site neat and clean, no issues.
Okay. So without any representation from the organization, are we all in favor of approving the item? By show of hands? Okay. Thank you very much. All right, 5.5, approve the use of Tracy Magnet School Field and immediate surrounding grounds by Tracy Magnet School PTA for their one and only Ivan Movie Night event to be held on Friday, May 20th from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Set it to begin at 3:30 p.m. with tear down at 9 p.m. Approximately 450 people. Someone move the item. Mr. Goldstein. All right. So I think that was Ms. Tiani who spoke earlier.
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. So, Mr. Stowers, is there anything, I'm sorry, you'd like to say?
This is it's not a public event. It's just for the school here, and the PTA is putting it on. The PTA is really a part of the school. We consider them a part of the school. So this is not a public event. They don't really need a permit.
Okay. All right, all in favor? Opposed, abstention?
Abstain.
Oh, abstention, I'm sorry, Ms. Ayers. Ms. Ayers abstain, that thing you just did.
Abstain.
Abstain, I'm like, somebody, yeah, I'm tired. I told you already, I'm tired. All right. So thank you, Ms. Tiani. I think you're all set.
Great, thank you.
Okay. 5.6, approve the use of Norwalk High School and immediate surrounding grounds by Norwalk Public Schools for their first book event to be held on Saturday, May 21st, 2022 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Set up to begin at 8 a.m., tear down at 7 p.m. Approximately 10,000 people. Wow, that's a lot. Someone move the item, Mr. Goldstein? Okay, thank you. Mr. Stowers?
Someone should be here from the schools.
I am here.
Mary?
I am
Mary?
Mary Jordan.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, I would put on my, I guess I don't have the option to put on my, I feel rude that I don't have my picture, but okay, there I am. We're so excited about this event. This is a first book event that's a national nonprofit company that provides free books for distribution to school communities. We have satisfied, or we're in the process of satisfying the requirements for that. We've invited all members of the school community, which is why we're saying 10,000 people. That's obviously, that's either an optimistic or pessimistic amount. If everybody comes, we'll have that many. I think that the actual numbers will be quite a bit lower, but we're preparing for a huge amount of people as best we can. We will be giving away 40,000 books to elementary, preschool, middle school, and high school students. This is funded, and it's a collaborative event from the unions associated with the Board of Education, as well as members of the staff of Norwalk Public Schools, and supported by the superintendent in very energetically. We will have the gym. All of our books will be set up in the gym. We'll have storytellers in the auditorium. We have local authors speaking in a courtyard. We'll have a few food trucks in the little horseshoe area near the pool. We will have some inflatables like slides in the turf field, and a touch-a-truck, maybe a fire truck has been confirmed. And we're working on getting a little motorcycle or two from the police department. we're excited about setting up a fun event for kids where they can start their own home libraries and own books, which is a great celebration. We'll be setting up from 8 to 10 on Saturday. We have engaged lots of students. For example, we're working with different student groups like the ROTC to be volunteers. We're soliciting volunteers from parents and members of the community, as well as school staff. So we should have lots and lots of people on hand to guide and direct. We also have shuttle buses that will be stopping at Rudner Court, Norwalk, South Norwalk Community Center, and Colonial Village, also stopping at Andrews Field for overflow parking. So we're trying to limit the number of cars as best as we can to support a really fun little afternoon. We have a DJ outside, and we think it should be great.
Thank you so much. It sounds like a really great event and opportunity for all of Norwalk. Does anyone have any questions?
Is this a rain or shine event?
Yes, this is a rain or shine event. If in the event of rain, we will pull most of the elements inside. We have some alternative plans to use the band room and the community room instead of the courtyards and the front of the school. We've sort of mapped out what's available, which is something that we've mapped out through COVID, where we can throw a table and where we cannot, according to the fire marshal. So we've been trying to plan carefully. If there is bad weather, we will not have the inflatables.
Okay. And has Rebecca passed along the information about anchoring to the artificial field?
Yes, she
Okay.
has.
Good.
And we understand that we are not to be anchoring into the artificial field.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've done some work with this, with the risk manager. And so we've given them instructions on the inflatables. There won't be any bounce houses or anything like that. So
There will be no bounce houses.
Yeah,
We
right.
understand that.
yeah. So we've done our due diligence on the inflatables. So the ones that they have presented to us seem okay, according to the risk manager. So.
Okay. Councilmember Keegan?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just one quick question. I guess Ken can answer this. Are we certain that there are no community games or anything on the fields for that day?
Yes, I believe we've been in contact with Doug Marquetti just to confirm for high school schedule, and they're good.
How about the like the softball program, the baseball, or lacrosse?
Yeah, nothing happened on the field.
And then my last question will be, what are we going to do if everybody shows up at once?
We will feel
Then
so
spring.
overjoyed. We will hand them all books quickly and send them on their way.
Good answer. That's a good answer.
Okay. If there are no further questions, so all in favor? Okay, unanimous. Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you for your support. We appreciate
And
it.
good weather too, so.
Thank you.
Item number 5.7. Approve the use of Vets Park and immediate surrounding grounds by Military Veterans Liaison Committee for their Memorial Day Parade to be held on Monday, May 30th, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. Set up to begin at 6 a.m. with tear down at 11:30 a.m. Approximately 1,000 people. Someone move the item. Thank you, Mr. Goldstein. Okay. Mr. Stowers.
Mr. DeWitt is supposed to be here, and if he's not, then this is an annual event as well. As far as I know, it's went off pretty good every year. The special events permit actually causes for police and the police and cordoning off streets. So so far, everything, their plans and everything are going to the special events committee and special events permit. Seems okay. I don't know if Ken has anything else to add.
No, they basically just use our site to stage for the kickoff of the parade. So it's like you said, a yearly event. We're glad to have them back after COVID. Never had any issues in the past at Betts Park.
Right.
Okay.
There are no further comments from the committee. All in favor? Please raise your hand. Okay, unanimous. Thank you. 5.8, approve the use of Cranberry Park Pavilion and immediate surrounding grounds by Anchor Academy, Inc. for their field day event to be held on Friday, June 3rd, 2022, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Set up to begin at 8:30 a.m. with tear down at 3:30 p.m. Approximately 100 people. Someone like to move the item? Ms. McMahon? All right. Mr. Stowe, is there someone here to speak to this?
Should be a Stephen Cortrilla, hopefully here.
He is.
Okay.
Yeah, there he is.
Stephen?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, great. Hi there.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
So you just want to share with us a little bit about this event?
Absolutely. This would be our second year at Cranberry Park. We were there last June 4th. This is a year-end school picnic and field day for the students at Regina Pacis Academy. We are formerly known as Anchor Academy. We have 80 students in our school with another 30 to 40 parents or so who will be in attendance. So that brings us to about 125 people. We have all kinds of just kind of gym activity, field day type sporting events on the lawn, and then we end with a lunch under the pavilion. We have one food vendor who comes in and an ice cream cart, and everything seemed to go off well last year, and we're happy to be hopefully be back again this year.
Great. I know it's only a second year, so anything to report about this? How did it go off last year?
Ken?
Yeah, there were no issues. No issues at all.
All in favor? Okay, it's unanimous.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
All right. You as well. Bye-bye.
5.9, approve the use of Oyster Shell Park and immediate surrounding grounds by the Norwalk Conservatory of the Arts for their Norwalk Food Festival event to be held on Saturday, June 4th and Sunday, June 5th, 2022, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. both days. Setup time 10 a.m. with tear down at 6 p.m. both days. Approximately 400 people each day. Someone like to move the item? Ms. Ayers? Okay. Ayers?
There should be somebody here to speak on it for this event. I know it's a new event, even though we've had food festival there in the past. This is a new event. I'm not sure if somebody's there. Apparently not.
If anyone would like to speak on the event, can you please raise your hand?
My concern for this is that is someone here? No.
No, it doesn't appear so.
No.
That this is a new event. So have you or Ken had a conversation with these folks?
Well, they've done a lot. They're going to be partnering with Sono on parking, and that really in that area will be a big concern. So they're partnering with Sono, so they'll have parking accommodations. It is a new event, and so we're making sure that we work closely with them on all the requirements, the food requirements, food certificates and things of that nature, and whether they have police for traffic control and insurance. And I know they have got their insurance in already, but the rest of the stuff they're still working on.
So it's a food festival. So I'm sorry, Mr. Cuddy, you had your hand up. I was actually just looking.
No, please finish, please finish.
So it's a food festival. So are
It's Arts and Food Festival, so there'll
Arts
be
and
art.
Food Festival, so
Yeah.
there would be
There'll
food
be-
trucks,
Yeah,
that
I
sort of
think,
thing, or
I think,
tents?
I think it's food booths and art
Booths.
booths about art and cultural organizations will be there. Yeah,
Now, does this, so the NICE Festival happens in when, June or July?
July.
July.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Kites, did you have a question?
No, I was actually gonna make a motion to table this item to the next meeting. I mean, it is the first event and they're not even here to speak to it, and there seems to be a lot of unanswered questions, so. But I was gonna allow everyone else, to obviously, say their piece, but personally, I don't feel comfortable with it. And I'd like to make that motion.
I feel the same way, so I think that was a motion put on the table. Are we in agreement, all in favor with tabling this item? Right, I think do we vote on that? We're tabling this item to the next meeting. And we hope, not hope, they need to show up.
Well, they need to show up because the
Need to show up.
event is the next month, so.
Right.
It would be May, so we need to let them know they need to show up. I'm surprised they didn't.
Excuse me, Chairman Young.
Yes,
Can you not see us when we're raising our hands with the raise hand function?
Oh, I just saw that. I'm sorry, you had a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, and Jen had one before, but I was
I'm
gonna
sorry, yeah, please,
That's
because
okay.
I'm not seeing it.
That's
I see
okay.
this hand. I don't see that little hand up in the corner. Sorry.
That's okay. I was gonna ask to table it, but I just didn't know if you were paying
I
attention.
did not see that.
You want
no.
us just to raise our hands, or do you want us to use the?
With my eyes, I did not see your hand, those little
Okay,
icon hands.
I'll raise my hand next time.
Yeah,
Okay, no
yes.
problem.
Please, thank you,
Table it.
thank you. All right, so that's tabled. And I think that they need to know that if they don't come before us,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
the possibility of this event not taking place.
yeah, because it's the next month. Even this is close. Yeah.
Okay, 5.9, approve the use of Oyster Shell Park and immediate surrounding grounds by the Norwalk Conservatory of the Arts for their normal food festival event to be held on Saturday. No, I just read that.
Yeah, you just read that one. That's the one we just tabled.
See? My eyes, I can't see it all.
This is Matthew's part.
5.10, approve the use of Matthews Park and immediate surrounding grounds by Gordon Fine Arts LLC for their annual Norwalk Arts Festival event to be held on Saturday, June 18th and Sunday, June 19th, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day, set up to begin Friday, June 17th at 12 p.m. with tear down on Sunday, June 19th at 7:30, approximately 400 people. Someone like to move the item? Ms. McMurray? Okay. Is there someone here?
Yes, my name is Sue Brown Gordon, and I'm here for this event and probably the one that's following it.
So Ms. Gordon, just tell us a little bit briefly about your event.
Sure. This is an annual event. We're going to be going on our 10th year in Matthews Park. It's an outdoor juried fine art and craft festival. It is open to the public. It has a very nice attendance, and it supports the Art Center, the Center for Contemporary Printmaking, and Matthews Mansion, and we invite the public to come and be creative and enjoy a stroll through the park over the weekend. It's a beautiful event, and I don't know if you have any specific questions, but I'm happy to answer anything that you might be concerned about.
Any comments from Mr. Stowers or Mr. Hughes?
No, Sue has been doing this a long
Yeah.
time. She knows the drill. We've had many conversations.
Yeah, yep.
Thank
Any
you.
comments
I'll react to anything that you need, you know that.
Any comments from committee members? Okay. Take a vote. All in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed, abstentions, unanimous. Thank you, Ms. Gordon. And so I guess you're here for the next one too.
I am, and I realize that's a event that will need to go to the Common Council, so
Yes.
forgive me for skipping ahead, but I got.
Let me read it. Let me read it, and I have to read it
I'm
first.
sorry, go right ahead.
Okay, approve the use of South North Main Street, Washington Street, from Water Street to Madison Street, 50 Washington Street Park by Gordon Fine Arts LLC for their annual Sono Arts Festival event to be held on Saturday, August 6th to Sunday, August 7th, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. Set up to begin Friday, August 5th at 6 a.m. with tear down Sunday 7th at 7:30 p.m. Approximate attendance 1,500 people. Someone move the item? Mr. Keegan? Okay. Okay, Ms. Gordon, you're on.
This is a beloved event for our town. It's a really great opportunity for our town to shine, and people come from near and far, and multi-generations come to enjoy this art festival. It features a puppet parade and is very inclusive of all of the neighborhood establishments, restaurants, and stores. It includes the outdoor dining as part of the event, and it's anyone who wishes to participate in this event are welcome. We provide a beautiful juried art festival with music and all different media, as well as provide scholarships and a great activity area for young creative people. And it's an honor to do this event in this town for all these years. Thank you.
Thank you. And as someone who lives in South Norwalk, it's just a great 2 days to see all the bustling and the people taking part in this event. So we appreciate everything that you have done to make this a continual event in the city of Norwalk.
Thank you so much.
Any other comments? All in favor? Unanimous. Okay, have a great evening.
All right, mark your calendars, people.
Yep.
Miss Gordon, so I'd
Yes.
like to make make suggestions, and I guess maybe some of us would love to be in your puppet parade, right? It could be
Please,
its own
Sunday
puppet parade.
at 2 a.m.
Right?
It's a
I have participated prior in the puppet.
All right.
parade. Thank
All
you. I made
right.
a puppet and everything.
They say,
Please,
okay.
bring your creative self. There's prizes for the best puppet.
Thanks so much. Have a good night.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
everybody. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Yeah, thank you.
5:12, approve the use of Matthews Park and immediate surrounding grounds by the Lockwood Matthews Mansion Museum for their old-fashioned flea market event to be held on Sunday, September 18, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Set up to begin at 7 a.m. with tear down no later than 6 p.m. Approximately 2,500 people. I'm going to move the item. Ms. McMurray. Okay. And who do we have here to speak to that? No one?
Sue Brown, Charles Hill. Sue Brown.
Mr. Hill?
Good evening, councilors. Thank you for hearing me this evening. I hope you're all well. I'll be more than happy to describe, all the elements of the event. This is our 15th year doing the old-fashioned flea market. As mentioned, usually we get about 2,500 visitors, and usually have over 50 vendors from Norwalk and further afield who come to, show whether they be antiques or anything else they might have for offerings. As mentioned, we've got 7 a.m. for vendor arrival, with that ending by 9:30 a.m. and then visitors arriving at 10 a.m. and then all visitors or the event's over at 4 p.m. and vendors will have cleaned up and left by 6 p.m. We've already let our other institutions, fellow institutions in the park, such as CCP and Stepping Stones, know. We've shared our calendar with them. And traditionally, we have had a police presence to direct traffic and, ensure that there's safety of the event. We also usually have at least 4 food trucks who come along, and we open up the museum for mini tours at, reduced rate for anyone who happens to be in the park.
Great, thank you. Any comments from council members? Mr. Stowers?
I just think it's a great collaboration between all the attractions there at Matthews Park. So it's a good event.
Thank you.
I think I shared this last year. You know, I participated in it as a vendor in 2014, and I'll tell you, I'm hooked. And so didn't have a chance to do that over COVID, but definitely looking forward to it this year. It's well organized and well attended. It's a really nice day.
Thank you.
So all in favor? Opposed, abstentions? Great. Thank you, Mr. Hill.
Thank you for the approval. I do have one question for the council, if you have 30 more seconds. Initially, when I submitted the paperwork for the event, there was no need for a tent, but the board of the museum has considered getting a tent for some of our goods. How should we go about amending our application if we decide on a tent? And to whom should I reach out to have that tent inspected for the event?
I think that's
Are you going through the special event process now?
Yes, I am.
Yes,
Did you mark on that process about the tent?
This was something that was told to me yesterday, that the board was considering a tent well after I had submitted that application. So
Okay, so you might want to add a note to your special event permit online that you now are going to have a tent. What that will do is that'll trigger the building department to come out and do an inspection for your event. So they'll ask the size, how it's going to be staged. But I would definitely enter that onto your special event permit online, just as a notation, and then that'll trigger the proper approvals.
okay, excellent. Thank you. If should that be, it's still a consideration. We don't know if we're doing it, but I just wanted to ask the people who knew best. So
Thank you, Mr. Hill.
thank you.
7:13, approve the use of Pasture Beach and immediate surrounding grounds by Mountain Workshop for their team building positive school climate programs event to be held on Monday, September 19, 2022, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Set up to begin at 7 a.m. with tear down at 4 p.m. Approximately 150 people. Would someone like to move the item? Mr. Kites? Okay. Is there someone here?
Mr.
No one
Tulo?
here to speak to this?
I thought Kent was traveling. He said he wouldn't be able to make the meeting.
Yeah, it was Kent.
Kent Tulo.
Yeah, Kent Tulo.
So either one of you want to give us a little bit of information?
Well, I'll give you what I know. Ken probably, they've done this before, as I understand. It's a team building event, outdoors for outdoor classes, especially in different categories. It's a team building for a positive school climate program. So that's all I know about it. I know it's been done before, and apparently there was no issues before, but Ken might know more about it.
Yeah, we've done these for several years, and we actually do multiple events a year down at the beach. I think you guys a couple months ago approved 2 or 3 events already this year for the Mountain Workshop. So they're a good group. They leave the site clean. We have no issues. And they come back year after year after year.
Okay. All right. Any questions from members? No. So all in favor? Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you. 5:14, approve the use of Pasture Beach, Shady Beach, Marvin School sites, Taylor Farm, and immediate surrounding grounds by National Marine Manufacturers Association for the 2022 Norwalk Boat Show event to be held on Friday, September 23rd to Sunday, September 25th, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. Set up to begin on Thursday, September 22nd at 7 a.m. with tear down on Sunday, September 25th at 5 p.m. Approximately 15,000. Someone like to move the item?
John Pitko was here.
Ayers,
Oh, yeah, good
Mr.
evening.
Pritko,
Good evening. So, yes, we're looking to use the parking as the same capacity as we did in 2021. And we work closely with Ken and hopefully we'll learn some of the hiccups that we had in 21. We learned from them and just going to improve. We're in our 46th year since its inception in 1976 at the Norwalk Cove Marina. And as you mentioned, we're looking at anywhere from 12 to 15,000 attendees over the 4 days.
thank you, Mr. Pritko. Mr. Stowers, do you have any?
It's a big event using a lot of our properties, but it's a tradition. It's something that goes on all over the country, not only here, but there's boat shows all over the country. So I was actually impressed that this large of an event we could host it. So I don't have any problems with it. Ken, we may have to work closely. I don't know all the issues last year. He talked about some hiccups, but I'm sure Ken is apprised of that, and we can mitigate those hiccups.
Yeah, we work very closely with the boat show. So what happened was, since we went to the automated parking system a few years ago, the first year they had that system after the first year they had the boat show after that system was implemented, parking was just a nightmare. The system couldn't handle the amount of cars that they had for the boat show, and it was disastrous. It was just chaos. So after that, we kind of regrouped and met, and what we ended up doing is we ended up just collecting a flat rate from the boat show, and then they manage all their parking. So we don't have to worry about collecting fees. We don't have to worry about the automated system anymore, and that worked, a lot better. Last year was the first year we did that, and it was a lot less stress on everyone involved. So I think it's the way to go from here on out, and I think John will say the same.
And are you thinking too that any other events of that size that require that kind of parking, that you use that same sort of system of collecting money?
I mean, this is the biggest event we have where we collect for parking. The next closest would be the Oyster Fest, but we don't charge them because of the seaport, so we don't charge them for parking. So this is the biggest event that uses our site. John, did you use Marvin School in the past, or is that new?
You know what, to be honest with you, I think that's something that kind of just carried over from year to year to year. Obviously, we haven't used it, and I don't feel a need for it, so we can omit that lot.
Okay, I kind of remember you using Marvin.
Do you think we should keep it available just in case, though? I mean, it seems like there might be a lot of cars.
I don't know if there's any harm in doing that.
Yeah.
Ms. McMurray?
I'm just looking at it. I mean, it's on Friday and school is in session at Marvin during that time in September. So that would be a concern for me.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, the staff takes up most of the school parking lot, and then there's pickup and drop off that requires a lot of parking as well.
Yeah.
I don't recall them ever using Marvin in the past, so we should probably just take that off.
Okay.
Yeah, and there would absolutely be no need for us to have it on a Friday.
Okay, we'll take that off.
All right, any other questions, comments? All in favor? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Pritko, thank you so much. And thank you for your long-term dedication to this event that brings a lot of people to the city. And we just appreciate your commitment to that. So thank you very much.
And we appreciate your support. Thank you.
5:15, approve the use of Pasture Beach and immediate surrounding grounds by Lupus Foundation of America for their Walk to End Lupus Now, Connecticut. Norwalk event to be held on Sunday, October 23rd from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Set up to begin at 1 p.m. with tear down at 6 p.m. Approximately, someone like to move the item? Ms. Ayers? Someone here to speak to this?
Alicia?
Is that Ms. Scott?
Hi, good evening. My senior director, Sue Glore, is actually on and she will speak if you don't mind.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. We have used the Pasture Beach site for our walk in 17, 18, and 19. Like many other people, took a couple of years off, and we've really enjoyed the great relationship we've had working with the city. And the Parks Department has been wonderful. This is an event that supports people living with lupus, 90% of whom are women, and people of color affected 2 to 3 times more often. So it's an awareness event as well as a fundraising event. We really don't know, we put a range on the application because I think, like many people after the pandemic, we're not really sure how many people, but we in past had somewhere between about 600 and 700 attend.
Great. Okay. Do we have any questions? Comments? Robert or Ken?
It's an annual event that we do, and it's a good event, good cause, fundraiser, and we have, as far as I know, no issues.
Great. All right. All in favor? All right, it's unanimous. Thank you so much, Ms. Gore, and weather holds up, and you have a wonderful turnout, more than you expected. So
We thank you so much.
have a good night. All right, 5:16. Approve the use of Pasture Beach and immediate surrounding grounds by Rec and Parks Department for their second annual Jingle Bell 5K and Elf Run 1 mile event to be held on Saturday, December 3rd, 2022, from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Rain date would be Saturday, December 10th. Set up to begin at 7 a.m. but tear down at 12 p.m. Approximately 500 people. Someone like to move the item? Mr. Goldstein. Thank you. So, Robert, Ken?
So Sandy's not here to speak on this, but this year was, was a very successful event, and they got a lot of people out. So we're excited. This is our event, and it was very successful, and we want to continue this Jingle Bell run. I'm not sure if it was established before that. I know there had been if it was, hadn't been done in many years. So we're reenacting it, and we want to continue this as an annual event.
Yeah. Ken, is this year 2 or 3? How many?
2.
2.
Year
This is
2.
Second year, yeah, doing this. So, are there any questions, comments from the committee?
No, but I ran this last year. Look forward to running it again.
Yeah. Thanks, Josh. So if there are no more questions, all in favor? Opposed? No, we're all unanimous. Thank you.
Josh, I got a pledge for you this year. I got a pledge for you.
Thank you.
Good thing. And just while we're talking about that, and Sandy, I just have to say that she is doing a remarkable job with programming for the summer. And I know Ken and Robert could speak to this. I was in the office and just happened to be, talking to them about their programs, and not even Sandy. They were filled up in record time, and we've got waiting lists. And so parents are eager to have these types of events for their kids over the summer. So I think this was a record time that people actually signed up for all of these events. So we need to, we've got a need out there, and we got to figure out how can we meet that need the best we can. Tamara?
I just want to add to what Chair Young said. I thought, I signed my own children up for programs this summer, and I thought the system in which to do so was phenomenal. And I reached out to Mr. Stowers to let him know that I thought the new system is so easy to use, so just user friendly. And I think that we are definitely excited about summer programs, but I think we could go a step further and even talk about more programming throughout the year. And I know your team is working on that. So I really want to just say thank you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we're really, I think within the first I think within the first few hours, we had signed up just an enormous amount of people. I think we had generated. I think we're up around, and I don't know how many people, how many families. I know it's well over 2,000, 3,000 families, but it's up around $300,000 that we have brought into our accounts. We haven't collected all of it. Some of it's accounts receivable, but it looks real good, and we're only at probably 60%. So we got a little bit more capacity that we can fill. But right now it's probably it is a record in terms of how quickly it worked and how easy it was for people. So, and we have a few folks that are coming to us for some scholarships and stuff. We're looking into that. So if we can get everybody that needs that has a desire, somehow get them in.
Great. It's great work. Great. Any other comments, suggestions? See if I can share. All right. Do we have anything under number 6 for discussion? I'd like for us to just really comment briefly on the letter that was written, that was read into the record regarding the baseball field, if we could. So just give us an update on that. That would be helpful. And I think that this needs to be said publicly. So
Ken handled that, so I'll let him.
Yeah, let me give you, I just want to give you kind of a quick synopsis on how the Parks Department works. I was going through my notes today. I actually was not even in work today, so this is being done when I'm not even there. So first of all, at 12:04 today, I received a, actually, I'm sorry, at 12:22, I received an email from Doug Marchetti, who had received an email from a parent at 12:04, questioning why the girls were digging a hole for their own second base, which, to be honest with you, was the first I heard about. So the parent emailed Doug at 12:04. Doug emailed me at 12:22. I have a text back to Doug that it was done at 12:56. So that's how quickly that we address these issues on these ball fields. And what had happened was, so we install base anchors at the start of every season. Inside the base anchor goes a rubber plug. So when we groom the field, clay doesn't get inside the base anchors. So once in a while, when they're done practicing, they won't put these base anchors back. So the base anchors actually get lost because the plug's no longer in the anchor. So I guess they didn't know exactly where it was, so they would dig in their own hole to put the base in. We were never even made aware of that. So once I found out there was an issue, my guys were actually on site grooming the field. They found the actual base anchor and put the plug in. So there's a lot of things that are being said that, aren't really true. My main contact with Norwalk High is Doug Marchetti. I'm on the phone with him 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a day. Any issues on that field should be brought to Doug, and he brings them to me. And he can attest we're there as soon as we know about these issues. You'll hear a lot of people say, well, why don't you just turn over the clay? A typical ball field has about 2 inches of clay material. If we go in there and turn over a field, you're going to be digging up rocks and dirt and drainage material underneath. That's not how you prep a field. We use field drags, which have a set of rakes on the bottom of the field drag, which only dig down maybe a half to an inch. And we drag the field and then we groom it with a rear field groomer. That's how you prep. That's how you prep a ball field. When a ball field gets hard is typically when it's not wet. We don't have any other irrigation on yet, so we can't wet the clay. So when you have a rainstorm and 2 days later the field dries out, it's going to be a little bit hard. And that's what they're talking about when they have hard fields. But I can assure you, we're on top of these fields. We do what we can with the staff we have. High schools have always been a priority. They always will be. You can talk to any of the athletic directors at Brian McMahon and Norwalk High to see how we respond to issues. And a lot of these things I'm hearing, it really gets to me because a lot of them are unfounded. And most of these issues that weren't even brought up to us in order to give us an opportunity to correct them. Okay. So as you guys know, I'm open to any questions. I'm always upfront, and and let you know what the deal is. You know, we're not home watching TV. You know, we're out on these ball fields doing the best we can.
I think also if, you know, if everything stays intact in the budget, we'll have some dedicated folks that will be dedicated to the fields. And so not that, you know, they won't be doing other things sometimes, but their main purpose will be the fields. And so that's going to help us out a little bit too. We're short on staff. Not to make that an excuse, but it's real. It is real.
Mark?
I just want to go on the record and say thank you for everything that you do. I know you to be very responsive, and I'm always so appreciative, even when it's not something that I'm bringing to your attention, but anybody, whether it's Facebook or somebody calls you or texts you or emails you. And I just want to say thank you, and ask everybody to just give our city staff the benefit of the doubt sometimes. I think a lot of times, especially these days, we jump to conclusions or we jump to make assumptions about what is or is not happening. And I just want to go on the record and say that I think that everybody in City Hall and anybody who is sitting in the seats that we do this because we want to make a good difference in our city, and we do the best we can. And I think that sometimes that gets lost or forgotten. And so I would just ask for a little grace when communicating these issues, because I have found that when they are communicated, they are taken care of as soon as possible. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Mr. Keegan?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. And just to talk about what Jen was saying, Ken and I have been dealing with this for years. There's a couple of things that, you know, kind of scream out at me. Number one, as Jen said, every once in a while we cycle through people who have different expectations about what these fields should look like. What we have to remember is that, you know, Ken and all the staff, everyone is doing the best they can to you know, make the fields playable, safe for the kids. They're not always going to be, you know, stadium-esque, you know, but we do the best we can. The other thing is, as Ken said too, is a lot of times, all of a sudden, people become experts and they'll tell you, oh, what you got to do is turn the field over and you got to do this and do that. And Ken just explained to us that we cannot do that. You know, you may be able to do that at Fenway Park where they spend millions of dollars on, you know, clay and the field and maintenance of it. But, you know, we're talking about, you know, City of Norwalk recreational facilities where, you know, sometimes the cupboard is bare and we have to do, you know, what we can when we can. So I think what Ken just said is a perfect explanation. Look, we can't turn these, you know, it's hard as a rock, it's hard pan. Okay, yeah, we understand, but there's a reason for that. And we're doing the best we can. And we can't simply just turn the field over. Somebody somewhere told some of the parents that all they got to do is turn the field over, you know, turn the clay over, and then, you know, that'll take care of it. But as Ken just explained, you can't do that. You know, so, you know, the information comes out, and a lot of times, you know, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. We can do twice as much listening as speaking. A lot of times we don't realize that. We just want to talk, you know, and I for one know what Ken and what Parks and Rec has done over the course of many, many years that I've been involved, and I applaud them for what they do. And you know, I know everybody's on the same page, but thank you, Ken, and thanks to all the guys and gals that do all the work.
Thanks, Tom.
I couldn't agree with my colleagues more. They've said exactly what needs to be said. You guys should know that you're valued and appreciated, despite all the nonsense that comes your way. And sometimes wealth, you know, and I understand that people get frustrated and there's a lot to be frustrated about, but you guys do a really good job, and you should know that you're valued and appreciated, you know, citywide.
Thank you.
Ms. Sayers?
May I ask a question? I concur with what my colleague said, but my question is just one of maybe procedure for people when they want to verbalize a complaint. Are we saying that if it's a field attached to one of our high schools, they should first speak to the athletic director and wait for a response from the athletic director before they seek a higher response?
Correct. So what we do is we have, I guess they have their preseason meetings, and the coaches all know. I don't even talk to the coaches. They know that any complaints that arise go from the coach to the AD. The AD brings it to me. Some of the parents, I guess, don't want to understand that or don't believe that, or maybe feel that their issues aren't being addressed through that realm. So they try to go a different way. And that's very hard on a city agency, because now you're dealing with all these different parents who all have different opinions on the way they think things should be done. That's why I always say, I'm in contact with the AD multiple times a day, because he should be, if a frivolous complaint is brought to him, he's not gonna bring that to me. If there's something that he thinks is an issue that needs to be corrected, that's coming right to me. And that's what he's there for, because he knows the field, he knows what we do, he knows how the fields have been for the last 12, 15 years. So if he sees something that needs working on, he'll let me know. He'll let me know. If somebody says something that's not true, there was a thing floating around on Facebook where they were talking about the geese poop. So and I told this person via email that we tried different things to get rid of the geese. We tried lights, we tried fake coyotes, and none of that seemed to work. And I said, maybe the school can, look into paying for a dog, because that's the only thing that does work. And that kind of turned into, Ken said there's no money to clean up geese poop, which is totally wasn't even the conversation. But things like that get twisted. And unfortunately, social media makes it very easy for things to get out of control relatively quickly, which is why I always tend to jump in there and kind of lay it out. I mean, there are things I do stay away from because I know it's a no-win situation. And this was just one of them, because, you would just be adding fuel to the fire. But I can't, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, trust me, we know more about that more than you think we do. I just feel that it needs to be said, and probably we're gonna have to say it 8,000 times before people change their behaviors. Because sometimes, it takes 30 days to cause a behavior. Some people have been doing this for decades. But we need to be consistent with our messaging and consistent with our position, which is, if you have come across a complaint, no matter what the complaint is, we would ask that you first reach out to the athletic director and use that protocol in response of a complaint. So I just want that to be very clear for the record. And hats on to you and your staff. You don't have to explain it to us. You're preaching to the choir. We truly understand. Truly.
Thank you.
Ms. McMurray?
I just wanted to add on to something that Councilmember Ayers said. Is there a way that we can work with the athletic directors or the coaches at the school to sort of disseminate this information to the parents and the student athletes? Because I do think it's a communication issue, and I don't think it can be said enough. So I think any which way we can partner with them to make sure that the students and the parents are aware that this is how they should sort of address items or report things that need attention. I think the more we can do that, the better.
Yeah, I think their communications person, maybe our, I've been working through our communications person a lot on the kayaks and things of that nature. Maybe our communication person can work with the school's communication person to get out the message to the parents.
And I have to say, and I think this is what everyone has been alluding to some degree, is that goes for us as well. And so we need to be mindful too, as elected officials, because people then will try to come to us when they don't feel as if they've exhausted all their other resources, and then the letters come to us, and we need to respond. But our message too, as Councilwoman Ayers mentioned, needs to be consistent and clear. Like, there is a chain of communication to get these things done. And so anything to help with that is a good thing. But you're always going to have your rogue parents who are just going to say, I'm just going to go to the top. I'm bypassing everybody. and do that. But as long as that this message is consistent, as has already been said, I think we'll in time minimize these types of communications. And again, not to make anybody's head big or anything, but Recreation and Parks is doing a yeoman's job on pennies. And so we are very fortunate that hopefully next budget cycle, come July, we're getting another body in there to help us relieve some of that stress on the staff and get more done for the city. So I think that's it on this issue. Anyone else have anything? All right. Mr. Stowers, Mr. Hughes, we're okay?
No, all set. I want to thank you guys for your time.
Okay. So a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Okay. Bye, guys. Have a good
Thank you,
night.
guys.
Have a good night.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night.
Thank you, Janine.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.